In a quiet meadow where daisies sway, the boring night wakes with a slow breath. He stretches without hurry, listening to the wind whisper through the grass and leaves. Today, he thinks about routine and how each morning begins the same, steady and soft. He brushes crumbs from his tunic, recalling how predictability brings him peace in a noisy world. The topic of this tale is routine, and the boring night holds it like a warm blanket. Mountains loomed like endless walls. Each day, he walks the same path through the woods, his boots finding familiar stones. The wind, it carried what I've lost. Through storms he greets a sleepy squirrel, always perched on the same branch, blinking back at him. The night's world is made of small rituals. A nod here, a pause there, a breath always. He stops by the old stone well, drawing water with the same creaky rope and wooden bucket. Even the birds seem to know his rhythm, chirping in time with his footsteps down the lane. At the pond's edge, he watches lily pads float just where they always do, unmoved by wind. He closes his eyes beneath the willow, routine wrapping him in stillness like a lullaby. The boring night walks beneath a veil of morning mist, pondering Chinua Achebe's lesson on storytelling. He recalls how stories shape not only a listener's world, but the teller's identity too. Sparrows flutter overhead, their chirps like soft-spoken tales passed from branch to branch. The night listens, then speaks a quiet story of his own, about a pebble that dreamed. He imagines the pebble rolling through streams, learning from the waters that carried it gently onward. Achebe once said stories hold the power to repair broken dignity, like rivers shaping worn stones. The night steps into a quiet village, where silence has grown thick from forgotten tales. He sits in the village square and hums an old tune, once sung by a baker's wife. Villagers peer from windows, drawn by the memory hidden in the melody's gentle rise and fall. One child tiptoes out, then another, each holding a story they thought no one wanted. The knight listens with care, knowing Achebe's wisdom. Stories live when they are shared and heard. As evening falls, the village hums again with memory, the knight resting beneath a lantern's glow. The boring night continues along the pine-shadowed path, still pondering Chinua Achebe's lesson. Stories shape the soul, he muses, just as the trail shapes his steady steps. He remembers Achebe's words. Stories are not just told, they are lived and carried. A breeze carries the scent of old parchment, as if the forest listens too. In a clearing, he meets a quiet weaver, her loom echoing rhythms of memory. She offers the knight a thread of ochre, saying every teller weaves their truth. He ties the thread to his belt, its color humming with stories not yet told. As he walks, the thread warms, reminding him that identity flows from shared tales. By a still pond he kneels, seeing himself not alone, but as a vessel of voices. Achebe's wisdom deepens within him. His journey is not just action, but reflection and retelling. From the water's edge, a heron lifts slowly, as though carrying a story into air. The knight watches it go, heart quiet, knowing stories must move to live again. The boring knight steps gently into the whispering library, where forgotten stories hum like lullabies. He hears Chinua Achebe's voice within the pages, reminding him that stories shape who we are. The knight pauses beneath a driftwood chandelier, listening to tales once told in village twilight. One story speaks of a river that forgot its name, until a tale remembered it softly. Achebe's lesson glows in the knight's heart. Stories do not just explain, they restore. He steps through a doorway of woven words into the chamber of the first story keeper. The story keeper, calm as an old oak, nods slowly and offers the knight a parchment scroll. The scroll contains a tale the knight once told himself, now returned with new meaning. Achebe's wisdom whispers again. Every story told reshapes the teller and the silence between. The night bows in thanks, then exits through a corridor of sighing stories and warm dusk light. Outside, the wind carries soft echoes of tales long remembered and not yet told. He rides onward under a sky brushed with memory, carrying Achebe's lesson like a gentle flame. The boring night stands before the final stone archway, bathed in a hush of twilight. He remembers Chinua Achebe's lesson, that stories shape those who carry them forward. He steps beneath the arch, where still air holds stories whispered by those who walked before. The charm lies silent at the center, dim and waiting, as if listening. He speaks gently, not grand words, but humble ones. Stories of the sleepy village, its worries and warmth. Achebe's wisdom hums in his voice, reminding him that the charm lifts, light as breath, and floats to him with a shimmer like moonlit stillness. It settles in his hands, warm and pulsing like a heart full of remembered tales. The night turning back, he follows the mossed path, each footstep echoing with quiet purpose. The charm's light guides him, not bright but steady, like a story passed from voice to voice. He reaches the village edge, where rooftops sleep beneath the stars. A hush greets him, as if the land itself waits. He raises the charm, and its glow flows outward like a sigh. The charm settles above the square, casting a calm that drapes over shutters and stones. Windows flicker with gentle light, not from flame, but comfort. Achebe's lesson. Villagers stir in their sleep, not waking, but smiling faintly as burdens ease. The night stands still, armor faintly warmed by the charm's glow. He knows now that stories. He walks the empty lanes, not to guard, but to witness. The charm hovers above like a second moon, steady and slow. Its light reminds each shuttered home of what was never. At the well, he pauses, gazing into the water's still reflection. His own face, hidden behind the visor, holds no pride, only peace. The story is not about. He returns to his bench beneath the linden tree, where his journey began in worry. Now, the night is full of soft sounds, wind in branches, dreams taking flight. The charm hums faint. The boring night leans back, armor creaking, and lets the hush of rest surround him. He has carried a story and brought it home, where it will echo gently across many nights. And now,